Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's cryptocurrency market analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Right, so the question in everybody's mind is, when are the cryptocurrencies going to start the recovery? And I think the reason why most people are asking those questions is because they are mostly invested long-term on the crypto markets. So we will be looking at the short-term and the long-term structure of the cryptocurrency We're going to start with the top four, obviously, and look at some of the most common altcoins as well. Right, so if you want to contact us and want to learn more, you can check out our contact details under the description of all our videos. If you just click on any of our videos, you'll find the links to all our social media pages, including our website, which is the ELLIOTTWAVEprinciple.com. If you get to the website homepage, you'll also find our Twitter feed there on the homepage, so you can follow us there for our latest updates. Now, we prefer that if you'd like to contact us, you use this global chat on the website. That is where you're going to get the quickest response, and everything will have a flow there. So you will have a record of all your inquiries there. So if you just sign up on the website, you make an inquiry, the next time you make an inquiry, we know that you can just continue from the very same chat. So that is what we have there. Right, guys? So the next course is going to be on the 5th of July. So if you're purchasing the course anytime before that, you're going to watch the recorded version, and then live from the 5th of July for 10 days, we're going to spend time together. That means you start asking questions of anything that you would have not understood watching the recorded version of the course. Right, now let's start with this week's analysis. Let's look at Bitcoin here first. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, I drew some lines here last week as follows. Look at these lines. Those lines are still in play. And the Bitcoin has played out what we expected last week, at least two moves. If you remember last week, this is where we were with Bitcoin. We expected Bitcoin to continue to push to the downside and give us a bit of a bounce. But that bounce that we expected it to come to around this level. Does this change the structure that we focused last week? But talking about that last week's, the structure from last week, let's first go on to that video first and have a look at how we looked at that last week. So I'm going to go to Bitcoin last week and how we looked at that. Let's go to that structure from last week. See if we can find it quickly. So this is the last week's video where we were forecasting this. May just be using the different colors there. Look at where we were. We were around here. We were expecting this. This was going to make a continuation to the downside here, and we were going to have a bounce. Right? So it does not matter what news was going to come out in that week. This was the structure, this was the cycle, this was the sequence that we expected. Now, let me play the video. I'm just going to play it for a few seconds just so you can see. Look at the white lines. We're expecting that white line will continue to the downside, and then the advert comes up there. So let's just skip the ad so you can continue. So we've got that. Look at the white line. We're expecting that it will come down around 32,000, and we're going to bounce up with that red line. We have bounced up with a red line, obviously not to around those levels, but only around 38,000. Okay, so that means that structure is still in play. Let's let it complete, and I'm going to go to the latest one here so you can see how this played out eventually. So that is what we have now currently, and I'm going to go and plot it again currently and see. So this structure, guys, is based on the ELLIOTTWAVE theory, complex corrections. So let's have a look at this one here. So this is what we had last week. We had this one moving to the upside as follows. We're looking at this one to be a three-wave corrective structure here to the downside as follows. And we're looking for this one. Let me just make sure that I use the same colors as last week. So we used the red there. I'm going to use the same red color coming to the upside. So the red here was to the upside here. We were looking for this one to make a structure like this. So we were here last week. We expected a drop here. That has happened. That is wave one. We've expected a bounce. That has happened. But the bounce that we expected was up to this level. That is the structure. So it's playing out correct well so far. Is it going to play the rest of the structure? That is what we're going to be looking for now. Whether it plays it out or not, this could be what will happen now. So we could have this one playing out as a running flat here and giving us this structure. Let's do this freehand. That structure in the red, so the red would have completed there. Then we start a move to the downside with the purple as follows. Let's use the purple. We use the purple. This is the Elliott wave theory, guys. So what we're doing here is not just putting in the numbers. The numbers are the easy part. What is important is to be able to identify the structure correctly. So what if we come down like that to around 27,000 again, we retest that level again, then that will complete the structure, and then we're going to have a bounce here. We're going to have the last move to the downside. We're going to have a deeper correction. We are still off that bars. So that is the expectation for the next week. We've got an A, we've got a B here. We've got A, B, and a C, and the last leg to the downside here, and we can expect this to push to the upside. So for the next week, expect this to continue with the purple leg to the downside. Okay, so that's what we have on Bitcoin. That's the expectation. We're expecting this to continue to the downside here as follows. Right, Ethereum, we did the same thing here. We drew the similar lines here. Ethereum, let's go to the timestamp on Ethereum. Let's start it at 803 so you can see here. Ethereum, look at that, at 803, we were plotting that this was gonna continue to the downside as follows with a purple, a bounce up. Let's have a look here. Just 1 second there. What has happened there? I pressed something here. So guys, I pressed something there, so we are back. So Ethereum, this is where we were on Ethereum. That was the expectation. How did Ethereum play out? So Ethereum last week, this is what we were expecting. As you'll see on the video, you can also refer to that video on your own, in your own time. We're expecting that Ethereum will continue to push lower. We have made that move. That is what has happened in the last week. So we're expecting that we're going to get a bounce around this level on Ethereum. We've got the bounce, but it does not look convincing. So Ethereum could do this in this week. So we could have this one pushing slightly lower here, 1, 2, pushing lower here before we get the bounce that we're expecting. That is still the expectation here on Ethereum. So as I said last time, Ethereum looks to have made all the 5 waves to the downside with the latest, with that last move that happened there. So we are expecting now that we're going to have a correction here back to the 50% of the move. So let's see how Ethereum is going to play out here. If we're going to get a move here, we're going to get a bounce here to around this level. So that will be an ABC corrective structure, correcting that whole move. Are we going to get this eventually? Again, like I said, we are not worried about this. The indicator tells us the next immediate move, and that is what we're relying on. We're taking it one wave at a time. Okay, that is Ethereum, Litecoin. Now, if you go to the video, I'm going to do this for every pair. You can just refer to the video and see what we expected last week. So Litecoin, last week, we were around this level. We expect that this is going to come down here. We're going to make a bounce, but that bounce, we expected it to go like this, but not everything goes in a straight line. So it is going sideways. So let's see how Ethereum is going to play out this week. So what we have is still this structure. Again, Ethereum, just like, Litecoin, just like Ethereum, has made all the 5 waves to the downside. And what we are seeing here is a corrective structure in the purple degree as follows. 1, and this is a corrective structure. So all we need to do is figure out how this corrective structure is playing out. But this corrective structure, as you can see, is not the reversal. It could only just get to around this level. We get another move to the downside as follows, and continuation to the upside. So for now, what we're going to be looking at is the completion of this corrective structure. As it is here, it is going pretty much sideways. We're going to see something like this here. We could get this one as a continuation pattern. We could get this one coming down here and retest this low here. Okay, so let's just watch Litecoin. Not very clear at this stage. Ripple has made a bigger zigzag and has since been bouncing, but correctively. So we have seen these 3 waves here on Ripple, 3 waves to the upside. Last week, we expected Ripple to play out as follows. 1, 2, 3 as follows, and a bounce from around this level. So we could push slightly lower here and make this bounce. Again, these bounces are not the recovery. Okay, as I said in the beginning, we're going to be checking short-term and long-term. So for the short-term, we are not in the recovery yet on the crypto market. We are still making these continuation patterns, which could result even in these double corrections here, WXY. But we are not going to worry about this. We're going to take it one wave at a time. And we're going to get a move here, and then upside here like that. So that's how we're going to be looking at Ripple. Now, Dogecoin, let's have a look at Dogecoin. They've all been dropping. So Dogecoin, the structure on Dogecoin that has happened so far. So to understand the structure on Dogecoin, this is what we have. We've got 3 waves to the downside, and what is happening here now is a move to the upside, 1, 2, 3, as follows, and a move down here like that. So Dogecoin, let me just look at only the red move. Let's make this bigger so you can see clearly. So if you look at this here, there is a clear 3-wave structure here in this red degree, right? This is after this correction here. We've got a 3-wave corrective structure here. Let's draw it with a straight line. 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, we've got 2. Okay, so what we're expecting here is for this to come take the low here and make a bit of a bounce here as well. Again, this is not a recovery. We are still making those corrective structures, right? This continuation pattern here, we can find Doge doing this and coming down here to complete this leg, right? So that's what we're looking at on Dogecoin. ADA, the same. We're simply looking for this to complete this structure here and give us a bit of a bounce to the upside. Binance US dollar. So Binance has made a structure like this. This is 3 waves to the upside. We're seeing here 3 waves to the downside that could bounce. First 3 waves down, this could bounce around this area and retest the low here before we bounce up. That would be a flat correction on Binance. Right, that's all I'm going to look at because they all have similar structures. So that's all I'm going to look at this morning. I'm only simply going to look at Link, and that will be all for this week. So if you look at Link, we've already got 3 waves to the upside. We're looking at this to be 3 waves to the downside. Are we going to get a bounce here in Link? That is the expectation here, that we get a bounce. All right, guys, so that's all on the crypto market analysis this week. If you like what we do, please drop us a like. You can also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Also hit that bell notification button so you can get an alert next time we upload a video. We also appreciate your comments, so drop us a comments and your suggestions. We really appreciate that. Trade responsibly, guys. Have a great week ahead. Cheers. Bye-bye.